Hello guys, welcome to this weekly market analysis. We are going to go over a couple of pairs. We are not going to go over all of them. So let's start with the AUD and ZD here. As you can see right now, we are still in the downtrend, but the market right now is trying to push a little bit higher. So we might even see something like a huge correction from here, so that it can be completed, so that we can see another move lower. So from here, at this current price action, I want price to come here and then move higher. So for now, if we move on to the, maybe let's say the lower time frame, like the 1 hour or so, we can see that the market has broken this bearish trend from here. You can see right now the market is still bullish in this section, and the market is still strong. So I'm expecting the market to correct in this area, the market to correct here in the lower time frame before we can look for an entry. And we can also see that we have a demand zone around here. So if we move on to the lower time frame, 1 hour, that means we will be looking to go long in this section here. I'll just remove this trend line to make everything at least clean. Let's look over here. This is a correction, so I'm expecting the market like to at least move lower around this area and then push higher. For take profit, I think I'll just update it in the public group, don't worry. So this is the analysis for the AUD and ZD. We can also check the 45 minutes. There's no valid entry reason around there. So I am expecting that the market will come to this zone here and then push higher in the 30 minutes time frame. So let's look at another pair, AUD USD on the 1 hour. This one here is still moving higher, but we can see that we are still in a correction. This is a correction, we can see that, but this time the market is pushing higher, like very strong. So I will be expecting the market to at least correct in this area before it can push higher. So just wait for the market like to give you an ABC correction and then retest this demand zone to push higher. And if the market do this during the week, just watch these levels here. Just watch these levels. But I'm not expecting the market like to break this low here. So we will just see if the market decide to do the same thing. So let's move on to another pair. I'm going to skip this one, AUD CHF and AUD CAD. We will look at AUD JPY. AUD JPY, let's look at the daily. I think this one here, I'm still neutral on this one because we can see that the market broke to the downside, and right now the market is trying to make an ABC correction. This correction might end up around here, and then it can still drop lower, and then we will have a correction like this. And look at this area here, and even in this level here for sales. But for now to buy, I'm not expecting the market to go long at this current state. So we'll just look for these levels here, and then like we will look for this level here for the market to drop lower. But if anything that is going to change, we will just look for another direction, because right now all I see is just sales. All I see is just sales because the market broke to the downside and the market is trying to correct. So we will look for sales around this area here during the week. So let's look at let's see the 1 hour. Maybe the 1 hour will show us something. Yeah, on the 1 hour you can look for your sales around that area. Let's look over here. Yes, you can look for your sales around this section only if you see that the market is doing something like this. It breaks this low here, move higher, create a zone around this area, then you can look for a sell. Rather than that, just forget this pair. Okay, let's move on to the KJPY. Let's look at the daily. I think this one will just avoid it for now, because all I see is the market trying to make an expanded flat correction around this area. The market can break this high, this previous high here, and then the market can still push lower. It will be something like this. Yes, we will be looking for something like this. Okay, in the lower time frame, let's look at the 4 hours. Yes, on the 4 hours, I'm still looking for the market like to at least come to this level over here. So for now, all I see is this. Okay, and also when you are in a trade around this area, wait for the market to break this low before you can put your trade to break even. Okay, because this can be an expanded flat. So wait for this correction to break this low first before you can see the market pushing lower. So let's move on to another one. We're going to look at the CHF JPY. Still the same thing in the 4 hours. Looking for the market to make an expanded flat correction. Wait for the market to push higher and then drop lower. Then we will have a correction like this. This one can be a little bit challenging to trade, but it will be this wave. And this move here has to be strong like this one over here. So let's look at Euro JPY. Also the same thing on the 4 hours. But this one can still trade lower, at least a bit around here, and then push higher and then drop lower. So this is what I'm expecting on this one. Let's look at Euro NZD. Euro NZD, I'm looking for a correction right now for the market to drop lower, but I'm not expecting the market like to keep pushing lower a lot. Maybe it can do something like this. Watch this low when the market is moving lower. The market has to correct here, look for sells around here, and then let the market to drop lower without breaking this low, then look for the market to go long. Then it will complete this correction. Then let's move forward. Euro USD, I was expecting the market to drop lower around this area, then push higher. The direction is to the upside. I'll just avoid it for now. Let's look at the pound pairs. For the pound, GBP AUD, I'm still neutral on this one, but I'm looking to go long. Even this one, I'm looking for the market to push lower and then move higher, but the direction is to the bullish. GBP CHF, also the same, looking for a correction and then the market to push higher. GBP USD is the same, looking for the market to push higher. NZD pairs, also the same, looking for the market to push higher, but we can see still Monday the market is just moving, but I will keep updating this analysis. Or this one here, if the market doesn't, let me explain this one a little bit better. The market is moving, wait for a correction and a setup around here. Maybe it will appear in the lower time frame, then wait for the market to push higher from here. But this one correction here is inside this bigger one here. I'll zoom out, then I'll show you. So you have a smaller one, you have another one here, and then you have a bigger one. So from here, let's erase this. I'll zoom out so that everybody can see. You see, I'm looking for the market to at least go higher and break this high here. So this correction is trying to break out. So if you are taking any trades from around here, look for the market to push higher to break this high here. Okay, let's move forward. Let's look at the NZD-CHF. Still the same thing. I am looking for the market to correct around here and then push higher. Correction and then to push higher. Let's look at the USD CAD. Waiting for the market to correct and then push lower. But another thing that is going to confuse us from trading this pair here is that the market made an impulse here and right now is just correcting. So this move here around this area can still push higher from here, and then we will have something like this to break this high here. But for now, if the market is going to correct around this area, you just take the sells to the downside if there is a correction here. But if not, then just avoid this pair. Let's look at another one. USD waiting for the market to push higher a bit and then drop lower to make a correction like this. Yeah, maybe something like this one here. Yeah, something like this, then the market to push higher. Let's look at another one. Say USD JPY, waiting for the market to correct over here. Let's look at the 1 hour. Yes, still the same. Still waiting for this correction to complete. Then we can look for a sell, looking at this zone here, and also watch this one above because there's a fair value gap in between. So the market, you can enter your trade around this area and then be stopped out immediately while the market was trying to push a little bit higher and then drop lower. And also this move here has to be slow. Okay, let's look at silver. Silver is just complicated. Let's move it on to the daily time frame. Let's look on this daily time frame of silver. We have an impulse over here, then we have a correction here. Okay, so this move here can still push lower to complete this bigger correction over here before we can see another move to the upside. So trying to buy from here, it will be a little bit risky unless if you see that the market is moving higher, correcting around this area, then you can look for a buy setup. For now, I am expecting silver like to at least do another move to the downside before we can see this bullish wave here. I'll just make this analysis quickly. It will be something like this. We are expecting the market to push lower and then push higher. Let's look at Bank Nifty here. This is the daily. Let's look at the daily. From this current price action, let's see. Daily, the market touched this zone. We can see a move higher for now and then a drop lower around this. This is the weekly analysis. Let's look at the 4 hours. Maybe we can see something. On the 4 hours, the market is trying to break this supply zone here. So we can expect to see price moving close to this one here. So this one can still fail. Let me show you what I'm expecting here. Wait for the market to break higher, come back, test this zone here, and then push higher. And then we can still expect a move lower. So let's look at the 1 hour and see. Yeah, on the 1 hour, it's still the same thing, but we can refine this zone here and make it at least a little bit better. Okay, and then if the market tends to come, like if it breaks this and then come to this area, look for a long position around here. Okay, this is what I am expecting. And also watch this level here. That's when you can move on to the lower time frame to look for a long position. Okay, let's move on to the cryptocurrency, even though they are very, very slow. Let's look at the 4 hours. Okay, I was still expecting the market to move higher. Oh, I think it's a daily time frame. I'm still bearish. I'm still bearish on cryptocurrencies. When I say the last high is not broken, so BTC will still be bearish, the reason is that we are still moving to the downside, and you can still see that we have a high here, a high here, a high here. So I am still expecting the market to make another high here without breaking this high. So right now you can still look for long positions around here, but I'm still bearish, very, very bearish, before we can still see another trend to the upside. So let's move on to, so let's see, Ethereum is the same as BTC. I'm still expecting the market to at least move higher around this demand zone, around this supply zone, make another high and then drop lower. I don't think this $1,000 area here will hold price. I still think that the market will just push lower below this 1,000 area and then start to move to the upside. That's when we can still look for a long position, like to hold even more. So for now, let's just avoid it. Or we can try to have trade some bullish to the upside over here. So this one, I'm just going to avoid it. Let's look at the Nasdaq. Okay, Nasdaq and USD is my favorite pairs, but I like the USD more. Let's remove this, just explain everything. For me on this analysis, let me show you what I am looking at. We have a high here, and then we have a new high here. So we can see that clearly the market right now is trying to make new lows here without breaking the previous ones. So I was expecting the market like to come around here and then push higher. Maybe break this high here to get into this zone over here. And also we can see that we have some wicks over here. I want price to also fill them up. So let's move on to the 1 hour. The 1 hour is very clean. I'm expecting the market to come to this zone. So for now, all I'm waiting for is a correction around this area. Then I'll look to go long. Yes, around this area. So for now, it's just a waiting game, guys. So let's look at the 30 minutes. Maybe we can make this a little bit better. 15 minutes, let's see. 15 minutes, there's nothing. I'll just wait for the market like to make an entry around this area in the lower time frame. So let's look at the US 500. Still the same thing, waiting for a correction and then looking to go long around this area for the market to push higher. Let's look at USD. I think it's the same. USD is the same. Waiting for the market to push lower, get into this zone here, and then confirmation candle is needed. Then we will have something like this, and it will be similar to this ones here. Okay, so let's look at gold. Lastly, the last one is gold. I'm going to look at the higher time frame first. This one, let me just analyze it from here. Okay, we have a bigger correction, guys. The market moved higher, dropped lower around here, and then made another correction here. It dropped lower around here, then we have a complete correction. So right now we can see that gold is moving higher strongly. So we can see another correction in this area, then the market to push higher. And I think I have shared this analysis when the market was just hovering around this levels here. And I have also made a video about it. So for now, just look for retracement, then go long. Retracement, go long. I don't see any bearishness right now, and I don't think this high here will hold in this 2023. So let's make a good analysis of this gold. So for now, I am just looking for the market like to at least retrace back around maybe this area. We'll just look at the daily. Let's see the 2 days. Yeah, the market is just moving higher, guys. I don't see any setup at this current state. So just wait for a correction in this higher time frame before we can look for another trade to the upside. But taking a sell in this current price action, it will be very risky. So I don't advise you to do that. So if you want updates of this trade setups, please come to the Telegram, because I'll be posting at least 2 or more signals in the public group. So the link will be in the description below. Join our Telegram group. It's free, and you will also get some updates quickly than YouTube. Okay guys, I guess I'll see you on the next video. Stay safe and use a stop loss when trading.